Shit, I'm the best thing on her. Shit, I am the shit.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the ball. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that can end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. When the cop cars try to catch me, cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for a piece, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the...
If I let my dogs off the leash, they do my work to get out of Dodge for the east. Honestly, they can smell the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind at the east.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a beast. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they want to call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. When the cop cars try to catch me, cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five, I'm the kingpin.
Man, good afternoon. Like, I don't know what happened. I'm tripping. So I need to apologize to my co-host today because Lord, I damn near forgot to send the link. So I'm tripping. I'm so excited about having this damn show. I done got everything planned. I'm thinking I got everything perfect. But the main person who's supposed to have the link, I forgot to send to. But guess what? This guy's smart. He picked it up. He got it. He's right here. He's in the back waiting on me. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my man up, man. Brother Chris, how you doing today, brother? You good?
I'm doing well. Brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. I want to apologize.
It's all good, man. We here.
I'm tripping. I said, wonder where he at? I thought he was going to do 10-minute sound check.
I was checking. I was looking through my email. I was looking through our DM chat, and I was like, man, he didn't send me the link.
No,
let me make sure. I'm not the one that's in the wrong here. But no, it's no big deal, man. We're
no,
here.
It's all
we chatting. I mean, that's all that matters.
But we're here.
Yes,
we are here. That's the most important thing. So, man, I think what I want to do first is like go a little bit of other sports, if you don't mind. I mean, I don't know what your schedule is like, but we're gonna definitely, talk about the main subject, the most important stuff, the subject that everybody's here really for. We all know that. So, we definitely gonna have our time with that. But man, there's been a lot of stuff happening, especially in the college world, as far as this mass exodus the Pac-12 is going through right now.
Right.
Man, it's rough. It's rough. I don't know how much you like to dip and dab into the college world. I don't know if that's not your thing. You strictly up on the pro football level and that's it, or how's that go?
I write about nothing but the NFL, but I mean, I follow all sports because you know a lot of this affects all of our communities and all that. So it is important to make sure that I'm up on most of it. So yeah, to your point, listening to some of the outcry from some of the students, the folks that are going to be like truly impacted by this stuff, it's kind of sad seeing that the Pac-12 more or less becoming something that back at, you know, when I was really watching or following college football, it used to be something that a lot of us would, you know, pay attention to. But now with all this going on right now, it's really sad to see a lot of the, you know, a lot of the fellas coming up right now that won't be able to play in what was a more competitive division or competitive conference of college football.
Definitely, man. And you know something, I don't know. It seems like ever since the first realignment and all of that good stuff, the Pac-12 took a really big hit then, I think, because you know, bringing Utah in there, that didn't really make sense. Buffalo, that didn't make sense at all. You know, none of that. I didn't understand the move. I didn't understand it all. Now, I know why Colorado did it, because you know they wouldn't get no money. It wasn't fair and equitable as far as the split and all that. So I understand. So they had to make money moves, right? But the Utah thing, I was kind of surprised by that. You was the king of the Mountain West,
right?
Why'd you want to go there? Now, granted, they was competitive, so I guess that's a good thing. They was competitive, you know. So they was, you know, fighting for the Pac-12 championship last year. So hey, man, I guess since you could be competitive in that conference, you might as well. But thing like this is the last year of what we know as the Pac-12. This is the last season, so this farewell season is it for them.
Yeah,
you'd be left with the likes of Washington State, Stanford, you know, Oregon State, and Cal.
Right.
It's going to be your Pac-12 after the following 2024 season. So 2025 season. 24, 24, 25 season, you're going to be looking at those four schools. And I guess whatever they can scrounge up to beg and plead to come to the conference. But what you going to put on the table? How are you going to make it lucrative for any of these other teams to come?
It's going to be tough. I don't see it either. Like what college is going to want to come to that conference after this? I'm just not seeing it.
It's unstable.
Right.
It's unstable. Like every 3 years you're losing a team. And now you got to sub out. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, you know, and to me, I thought it'd be the Big 12 that would be really going through this situation.
Right.
And it's just the opposite. It's just the opposite. I didn't see the Pac. I thought the Pac-12 was kind of stable because they have a lot of tradition. And those traditional teams. I thought when it aligned, I thought the Pac team, the Big 10 was going to be the one affected because they already lost some teams. And all of that, but somehow, some way, they maintain it and still thriving.
Right.
So, you know, when they add Utah, Arizona, and Arizona State, that kind of help them. Now, It's not the caliber of Texas or Oklahoma, nobody like it. We nowhere near that, right?
No.
But you know, as far as the conference, you're still able to call yourself a Big 12 team, and you're still able to have 12 teams.
Right.
You know, the Pac-12. I mean, we gonna call yourself the Big Four? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It's gonna have to come up with a new name or something like that.
Something. I mean, you know, I always thought that anyway because once you know, the Big 10 got way more than 10. I mean, you got 12. Now I think they're up with the 16 now.
Yeah,
I think they're up to 16. Is that what they are? Because they got Washington, and Oregon.
That sounds right. Yeah,
I think they're up to 16. So. Yeah, you're gonna be called the Big 16. I mean, but I know you won't keep the tradition of Big 10, so it is what it is.
Right.
But man, this is crazy.
Yeah,
this is crazy. So I don't know, but you know, I guess you know, SEC's still doing their thing. They holding tough. They had nobody leave out. You know, now they just adding powerhouses. They're not adding these wannabe powerhouses. They're not doing that. They're adding the best of the best. They're going to whatever conference they want to go to and pick the best of the best.
Yes.
Texas Oklahoma is the best of your Big 12. Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Come over here. Get some of this money. We're going to treat you right. The split is even. Even Vanderbilt get a piece of this pie. And they nowhere near deserve it. Maybe only during the baseball season. Maybe the only time they can even put up a fight. But that's not been consistent. So, I don't know, man. It's really crazy. if you want them traditionalist Pac-12 teams, I don't know how you're feeling right now. I don't know how you feel.
No,
So
they got to be transferring at this point. You'd almost think that they got to be on the move.
look, you ain't lying. It's going to be a mass exodus.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a mass exodus. These players, like you said, they're going to be transferring, looking for an out. Especially if not this year, for sure next year.
oh,
They
yeah.
like, hey man, I'm not going to play. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna take a red shirt, sit out so I can get healthy, get stronger, and send some tapes out and send some fillers out for my next destination,
Right.
another conference, because this is a goddamn joke.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to see who's gonna win the last traditional Pac-12 championship this year.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the last and final Pac-12? And especially after the dude sit there saying, "Oh, don't worry, they all gonna be here. They're all gonna be here." Now he looked like he got egg on his face.
He does.
Friday, he used to make that statement. Oh yeah, they're all coming back. They come back returning. And now you lost 5 teams.
They ain't coming back.
That's a done deal.
Yeah.
They decided now, Big 12 and the Big 10 are reaping the benefits. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But that's how it goes. There's one more thing in the NBA, and that's Anthony Davis. He signed him a 3-year, $86 million deal. He got him.
Uh-huh.
He got him. He ripped him off. I don't blame him. Get your money, young blood. Get your money. I don't think you're worth that much. $62 million a year. Ooh, you may be good for 54 games, maybe.
Right.
And postseason's, up in the air because you never know, because part of them other games you may not be playing in the postseason at all. So we don't know, what you're gonna give us. And sometimes you just don't show up in the postseason, right? So
yeah, just like one season. You don't know what you're gonna get.
And that's just been him.
Yeah.
But I could tell he's consistently inconsistent. So I give him that much.
But go ahead and get
Exactly. Now, one more thing. Since we're gonna go to the NFL, then we're gonna touch on this fantasy thing. Alvin Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know where he may affect you on your projections as far as a lot of people. I really wasn't looking at him as a first, second, or third round type fantasy draft pick anyway. So I was looking at him more maybe a 5th or 6th. Now this 3-game suspension kind of helps in my opinion. It may move up to about the 4th round now. Maybe I can kind of look at him in the 4th round. I have to take them 3-game hits and maybe he can come in fresh and spark my team, especially if some of the strategies I'm gonna definitely talk about that I may take, this season. Every once in a while I kind of dip and dab certain strategies, see what works best for me. But strategy I like to take is the what they consider was at the no running back strategy, you know what I'm saying? Or
zero RB?
Yeah, I mean I tried it one year, wasn't successful with it. Okay. So I said, look, it's been about 3 years since let me go dip my toe back in the water, see what happens.
Okay.
See what happens. But look, for those who are not familiar to you, please introduce yourself and let the people know, a little bit about yourself, man, and what you do.
Oh, for sure. So my name is Chris Allen. I'm a fantasy analyst and content coordinator over at Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life. So for the most part, you'll see me, in front of the camera doing stuff like this on a weekly basis, or write at least 1 to 2 articles like per week in the free newsletter. So sign up, fantasylife.com, sign up for the newsletter and all that. If you want to go ahead and check that out, I got some free analysis coming in there each week, along with the rest of the content creators like over there. But other than that, that's me, man. Just trying to do this as a little bit of a side hustle and create good content, learn more about the league, fantasy football, and all that. But yeah, it's dope getting to work over there at that company, and I just had a blast doing it for the last year or so.
So again, congratulations on that opportunity, because last time I talked to you, it's this new opportunity for you. So congratulations on that opportunity.
Appreciate you.
I'm sure it's well deserved. You know what I'm saying? So definitely that, man. But hey, let's get into it. Ain't no need to delay in the game plan. Ain't no need to keep putting it off no longer. We got to talk about the guy's sport. The greatest sport ever played is NFL football, right? We all know this. I mean, whether you agree with me or not, I'm gonna think it is. I'm gonna say it is. But along with that, we have the aspect of the fantasy football that takes the game to a whole new level. I tell my people all the time, I say, look, the thing that fantasy football did to me, it allowed me to appreciate and respect other people's teams, other teams, you know, and the aspect and how they run their organization off. That's really what it did for me. Because, you know, I was television, hey, the Bears, and that's it. Nobody else matters. But when I got into fantasy football, now I got to start respecting and understanding and paying attention to these teams that I normally don't watch, normally don't care about. I normally, you know, would like to hell with them. Even my rivals, I had to pay attention to Detroit, Green Bay, and Minnesota. I have to now because of fantasy football. It forced me. Now, of course, I was watching those teams regardless because I like to know what my enemy's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like to know what my rival's doing and if they're getting better or they're getting worse. I knew parts of that, but it makes me go more into detail. Now I need to know position by position. You know, who's the head coach? What type of offense does he like to run?
Right.
Is he a run first or he's a pass first type coach? If he's an offensive minded coach or is he a defensive minded coach? See, now all of that comes into play because of fantasy football. You know, that's just what it is for me.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I tell people all the time, if you like football, try playing a game of fantasy football. And you don't have to play in a league where you where it costs you money. Just play in a free league. You know, just get the party started, get yourself familiar with it. You know what I'm saying? Just try it. You know, get a group of friends, get on one of the free sites, and just try and see what you think about it. And if it's not your thing, then keep it moving. But if it is, it can be fun, entertainment, and it can be lucrative. Entertainment purposes only, guys. Entertainment purposes only.
Right.
We know that. Right. Just entertainment purposes. That's it. But with that said, let me ask you this: what is some? Do you play fantasy football yourself? Let me ask that first question.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, what is your favorite strategy to kind of use when you go into the drafts, or do you determine on what is your home league, or is your work league, or it's just a league that you know is not as much compared to one that more expensive league? Do you change up your strategy due to them certain type circumstances?
Oh yes. Yeah. Okay. Depending on if it's a work league and I'm playing with friends or even with my family, I'll try and do something a bit more off the wall, like the zero RB approach, where it's just I'm swinging for the fences. Either my team is going to be an absolute juggernaut of a squad, or my team's just going to flame out. I'll be done by week 4. Don't worry about me. You know, I ain't gonna be. I'm not even gonna make waiver wire pickups. So all that stuff. So I'll do that type of stuff in work leagues or casual leagues and all that. But in high stakes leagues, because I've done leagues where the buy-ins are over $100. You're getting if you can win, you taking home a decent amount of money. But in those, I like to do more of a balanced approach where I have almost a equal number of running backs and wide receivers coming out of the early rounds, just because I want a strong core of skill position players, regardless of the format, right? It doesn't matter if it's standard, half point PPR, doesn't really matter. But then I'll lean towards wide receivers if it's full PPR, maybe more running backs if it's half or standard, whatever the case may be. But I'll try and leave the first 6 rounds with at least 2 running backs, 2 to 3 wide receivers, and one of either a quarterback or a tight end, because I want to at least address the onesie positions, because you're only starting one of those guys, right? You're only starting one quarterback or one tight end unless you're playing in a super flex league. So I'd rather leave the early rounds with one of those high-end quarterbacks, whether it's Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar. I want to get one of those guys. That's my personal preference. And along with having a couple of solid running backs, few wide receivers I can lean on a weekly basis. And then afterwards, start to target, the tight end positions, wide receivers, and all that. So that's typically the strategy that I like to do. But just, again, like I was saying, it really just depends on the league that I'm in. Because if it's more casual, sure, I might do a couple more, off the wall things that'll just, I'm trying to have some fun, test out a couple strategies here and there. But if it's more of a high stakes league and, we're playing for, a decent amount of money, that's where I'll be a little bit more balanced because I want a strong squad just to start off the season so that I'm, coming out the gates hot.
I'm running off the goddamn mouth. Can't nobody hear me. God bless. Lord help me. Y'all just be patient with it. Please charge it to my mind and not my heart. Not today. Let me ask you this. I know you was talking about how important running back position is, because I could tell by the way you said you at least make sure you at least have two. By which I think you said round 5 or round 6. Is that what
Round
you're saying?
6, yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Do you feel like running back is probably one of your most important positions?
For me, honestly, I think the wide receiver is probably the more important position. But I think now, especially this season, we're starting to notice a lot more wide receivers being drafted early. We saw more running backs either getting, if not injured, having disappointing seasons. A lot of rookie running backs coming into the league, whether it's Kendre Miller, who's going to be playing instead of Alvin Kamara, since we were talking about his situation. The free agents like Alexander Madison, well, not a free agent, rather he got re-signed, but taking over for Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall coming back in his second year. So like there are a number of either injury situations or guys that are on the come up that should be able to take over for some of those like bell cow running backs that we would typically target that are available in later rounds. So a lot of targeting wide receivers early. And so with that, even though wide receivers are going early, we're drafting so many, I'm starting to see a bit more value in some of the running backs that are going in the earlier rounds, because I'm liking where Nick Chubb is being drafted at in the second round. I like where Kenneth Walker over in Seattle is getting drafted, like in the 5th-ish round, like somewhere in there. I mean, those types of guys that I know are going to be getting most of the touches, like on their respective squads. I mean, those are the types of guys that I want to be able to target. And at the same time, understanding the fact that I'm going to still need to get wide receivers. I can get most of the wide receivers I want, but I am really starting to at least pay attention a bit more to the running backs, because there are only so few that are going to get those touches that we need on a week-to-week basis. And so if I can get those dudes, like even Dameon Pierce for the Texans, who's going a couple rounds later, I mean, those guys that are going to be starting each game, going to get the rock like once they get into the red zone. Those are the guys that I want to be able to get on my squad if I can.
So my feelings about this, like I said, it depends on the league. Like the more higher stakes league, like I'm in a couple leagues, one's a $200 league entry, one's a $300 league, and then I got a $500 league.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a $50 and $100. My $50 league, that's more one of the first leagues I ever got in. I've been trying to encourage these dudes. Let's raise it up to $100.
Sure.
I can get them to move for shit. These dudes, they're so goddamn cheap. So damn cheap. It's beautiful. But it's one of those things, I'm the commissioner, and I believe in putting everything to a vote. I'm not going to come in like a dictator unless I need to. But, when it comes to something like rules like that, raising the price up, I'm going to say, majority rule. So there's 10 of us. I need at least 6 people to say yes, we're going to raise the price, and 6 people say no. And most time it's been, so far, we've been keeping the price at $50. Unfortunately, it's what it is. Now, with that league, I will do that zero running back philosophy, right? That's the philosophy I'll do in that league. The other leagues, I won't do it. There's no way I can do it, not because it's too much at stake. You can imagine what the payout is on a $500 league. You know what I'm saying? And there's only first and second. We don't believe in third. Third, we don't get shit. It's first and second. So you can imagine the payout. Do the numbers.
Right.
Of the $300 and the $200 league. Do the numbers. So those I won't take a chance on the zero running back. Right. Now, with me, I'm not a fan of the first number 1 overall pick. The 2 years that I've been in a league with this my high stake one, I traded it off.
Okay.
2 times, and it panned out good for me because the guy who I was going to take ended up getting hurt. So Christian McCaffrey get hurt. Jonathan Taylor last year got hurt. It panned out for me. I traded a pick, and I end up, and I didn't move down but like 3 spots, but still, I like what I like, and who I was targeting by moving down which was Justin Jefferson in one league, and the other league I forgot who it was. I ended up moving down to about 7, 8, and so I think I end up with Jamar Chase.
Oh, okay.
7th pick. So I was good. I'm a guy I respect and love receivers more because all my leagues are PPR. So that's important to me. All my leagues are PPR. So every point per reception, I love it. So am I going to target? Yeah. My first 2 rounds are going to be wide receivers. And I'm going to try to pick the best I can. And I'll even go even further sometimes. And I get that receiving type running back, and it may be. Now, of course, I love Chubb. But, man, with Chubb, now let me say this. Chubb might get more opportunity now because Kareem Hunt's gone.
Right.
He's no longer with Cleveland. So the opportunity him to get receiving points hopefully goes up. I'm hoping. I'm fingers crossed. I'm hoping it goes up. We'll see.
Yep.
I might look at him this year. I might look at him if I'm in the top 7, I could see myself drafting him. If I'm like 6 or 7, I can see myself drafting him. Mm-hmm. Now, to be 5 or higher, I got to go with a receiver.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But anything below that, I can see myself drafting Chubb for sure. Yes, sir. I love it. I know you from the Ohio area. So are you a Cincinnati Red fan?
I used to live in Cincinnati. I still got family over in Roselawn. So yeah, I'm a Cincinnati fan. I'm hoping they can still I think they lost like 6 straight or something like that over the past week and a half. So I'm hoping they can turn things around a bit. But yeah, I'm a fan.
Okay, well, my man Tez, he's an Ohio native. He's from the state of Ohio, and he's been keeping up with the Cincinnati Reds. So he said they just went up 2-1. Also, so okay. Yeah. Hopefully they can maintain that lead. We'll see. We'll see. But with that being said, this year I could see myself drafting Chubb if he, if I'm, like I said, if I'm 6 or below, I could see myself doing it.
Yeah.
But I could possibly see myself drafting him even higher than that because I'm nervous about Joe Burrows right now.
Okay.
I'm nervous about him because hopefully none of my guys in my league watch it, but they probably are. Jamar Chase was going to be my receiver that I'm looking to target this year. Okay. I feel like he'll have a good breakout year. But like I said, I'm a little nervous about Burrows and his injury. Now, of course, last year he got hurt and he still had a good year. The year they went to the Super Bowl, he still had a good year. So, I try to look at that and use that as a gauge and say, okay, well, he was kind of banged up a couple years in a row and he still found a way to have a pretty decent season. And Jamarcus Rose, God, dog, I don't know why I keep saying that man's name. Chase, let me just say Chase. Chase had a good year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that's what happens, but we'll see, right? We'll see. Let me ask you this question. If you had a number 1 overall pick, who would be your player?
Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he that dude's tough, man.
Yeah.
That dude's tough. And I hate that we have to play this dude twice a year with the Chicago Bears, the greatest team in NFL history. I hate that we have to play. I'm sorry. I hate that we have to play him twice a year because I love watching that guy play, man.
That boy can play.
That guy's tough, man. I remember watching him at LSU, and at his 3 years, Kentucky had to play him, and he wore our ass out, man. He wore our DBs out, man. Just wore our ass out. That dude was that tough.
Uh-huh.
And so, imagine him and Joe Burrows as his quarterback. He had a Hall of Fame year that year, won a Heisman that year, thanks to guys like Chase and Jefferson.
Right.
Shit, God bless, man. I could imagine being a quarterback and having those 2 weapons on the same team.
Yeah. Make your job so much easier.
Man, decent line, good running back out of the backfield, can catch the ball. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I see why they won the title that year. But if I had a number one pick and I had, and I don't trade it off, Jefferson would probably be that guy.
Yeah.
He would probably be that guy. But like I said, if I do get the pick, I'm going to try to trade it. I'm not going to lie to you, Chris. Are you a fan of taking the first overall pick? Are you a fan of it? I know a lot of people are a little skeptical of doing it, and I understand why. Because it's so far down. You have to go 20. What you go one, you won't come back into you get to about 20.
So 20, 12 team league, that's 24.
24. For 10 team, 20, 20, 21. Yeah.
That's tough.
That's rough. That's a rough ask because you really need that number one overall pick to pan out. And I've seen it happen where guys would just crumble because it feel like the whole season long. Now, of course, you can rebound. I've done it before when my draft pick has been hurt. When I had Saquon Barkley,
okay,
and he got hurt that year, and I found a way to rebound and bounce back, but it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
And if I could, I would trade out, just slide back, but you don't have to slide back to like the back of the first round. You can just slide back to the fourth pick, the fifth pick. Yeah. Somewhere in there where you're still getting a good wide receiver. You might not get Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, but you could get Tyreek Hill. I mean, if you still in on the Miami passing game, you can get Cooper Kupp. I mean, if you think the Rams might make a bounce back this season. So there's still some decent options for you if you wind up trading out of the first overall pick. I think it's still okay. I'm with you. If I can, I try to slide out of that pick, not just because I think all of your hopes are riding on that one pick, but also when you're trading out of that pick, it's easier for you to get more picks later, right? Because somebody's moving up. They got to pay the premium in order to move. So I actually just did that in another league of mine where I had the 101. I traded away the 101 and I got the 105 and an extra fourth round pick. So just for moving up.
Y'all trade like that. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
We just swapping spots and say thank you and keep it moving.
No, we trading picks. We trading every round. Like, hey, you got to pay for this. You got to pay for this. You want to slide up first? You pay.
I did one time. I did trade for some money. I mean, I trade my first round pick and got $20. So put $20 toward $100 fee. It save you a little bit of money.
Right.
But I never trade multiple picks. Like, hey, like the real NFL. I need a first and a 4.
Yeah, that's what we're talking. Yeah, that's how we talk. Yeah.
Oh, but I like it philosophy. Hey, I might have to implement see what my league if they go for it or not. Probably not. They're not gonna raise the goddamn.
You'll get some wild trades, man, because there'll be people wanting to. Because like the league just opened. What's today? Today's Monday. I think the league opened on Friday, and there were folks doing trades on Saturday. I mean, there are people looking to move, and the draft's not until the end of the month.
Damn.
So it's
we in my league we're doing our little pre-draft this Sunday, and I pulled the ping pong balls for the draft orders. So what it is like it's 2 drafts. We have 2 drafts because we have 2 separate leagues. One draft will be like the overall points league where you get add up your total points for the whole 18 weeks, and whoever has wins the league. And then you got the head-to-head. So it's a second draft. So we'll pull draft positions for both leagues on that day, and then just go from there. And usually I try to make our draft like on the 3rd and 4th Sunday, so we can make sure we get a couple preseason football games in, so you can see what's going on, make it through the cuts. And all that, and maybe some late signings here or there. So we try to really put it out to the end. Of course, you don't want to him up nobody's holiday to do a fantasy football draft at the same time. So we try to do it before, the Labor Day holiday too as well. So
right,
make sure that's all fine and dandy. But yeah, that's but it's fun. It's fun. Now I don't know if you do any in-person drafts. I got like 2 leagues. Still hold on to that backwood thinking of, oh yeah, we got to get together, all 12 of us, figure a way at the same time to get together, do this draft. I hate it, but I also like it because, you get to talk trash talk and, to eat, drink, and have a good time and talk about how bad I beat you last year, who I beat, who won the title, and all that. And that's the fun part about it, right? Talk trash about every pick somebody makes. Yeah, you should have made that pick. You could have got him in a free agency. You had to, what you draft him for? You could have got him on the waiver wire. You know what I'm saying? You wasted a pick. So, we go back and forth, talk our little shit, and that's all good. But that's the good part about it. But other than that, you're taking 3 to 4 hours a day drafting.
Right.
Because, once the drinks get flowing, all of a sudden the picks go slower. Then now cats calling out the same guy. You call, dude, I drafted him in the 2nd round. Why you wait to the 5th, 6th round? Think he's still going to be there in the 6th round? Don't you got you a steal? No.
Right.
Guys not paying attention. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only bad thing about it. Now, what you do it online, hey, it's kind of hard to mess up. You got in my league, I give him 45 seconds. You got 45 seconds to make a pick, or you're gonna get the highest ranked player, and that's it. And keep it moving. We're not gonna. So about an hour and 20 minutes, we're done with the draft.
Right. You in out. You
go on with your day. Yeah. You go on with your day. You know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do, wherever you need to be at. I had one guy. He was over in Dominican Republic doing his draft. Now, his internet kind of messed up on him at times, but he was able to do what he needed to do while he was still on vacation, enjoying the family, and get back to it. You know what I'm saying? One guy was at a concert doing his draft. It is what it is, but it's all part of the game plan. So I prefer to do online than in person, but you have his goods and bads on all of it.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. And I think that's the fun part about it, right? Like getting together with your peoples, catching up, sharing a meal, having a few drinks and all that. But I'm with you let's keep it, let's get the business, get the business done that we there to do. Not take too long and trying to do it. Cause you sit there like 3, 4, 5 hours. It's like, man, I ain't got that kind of time. So it's like if we can get it done in a few hours, I think that's okay. But if you take a little bit longer than that, it's like, come on, y'all, we got to go.
Yeah. So we have a question out here. And I hope he's just bullshitting us. I hope nobody has ever done this.
Maybe,
but I wouldn't put it past. Look, look, the guy came close. He got one in the 4th round. I'm like, ain't a defense in the world even worth drafting. Nowhere near the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round, let alone 4th. But I don't draft defense at all. I'm gonna let you know I don't draft a defense. I go on the waiver wire and pick one up because if you don't get the top 2, you shoot out of luck. Just like a tight end. If you don't get the top 3, 4 tight end, you just don't piss in the wind. You just might as well just get whatever's on the roster and just go from there. But question was, what do you think about grabbing a defense as early as the 3rd round? Taz, don't do this. Please don't. That ain't you.
Yeah, we can't be doing all that. Because it's not just that it's not that you're just starting one defense. It's just that there hasn't been a defense that can outscore. I mean, because a defense is a whole unit, right? It's it's 11 dudes that are out there on the field, and there hasn't been a defensive unit that has been able to outscore one player that goes in the 3rd round ever. It's just not going to happen. I mean, so it's not about the fact that you're drafting a defense. It's about who are the other players that you're passing up in order to draft that player. You're talking about guys that go in the 3rd round. I mean, who's going in the 3rd round right now? I mean, I've seen T. Higgins fall into the 3rd round. I mean, the guys that are going like past there. I mean,
Devontae Smith.
Yep, Devonta Smith going in the 3rd round. I've seen Ramondre Stevenson go in the 3rd round. Josh Jacobs going in the 3rd round. I mean, these Debo Samuel. That's right. So it's like these are quality players. I mean, these are your wide receiver, probably your 2nd wide receiver, your 1st running back, or Mark Andrews. I've seen him go like more in the 2nd round, but like these are either elite tight ends or elite quarterbacks, because I mean Josh Allen can go in the 3rd round too. So it's either elite quarterbacks, elite tight ends, or high-end running backs and wide receivers. Whereas defenses, I mean, they're scoring. I mean, that goes up and down every week. You know, you can't bank on them scoring a touchdown or getting a turnover off a tip pass or picking up a fumble every single week. So even if, that's too much. That's
He's a
too much.
Niner fan. Look here, I don't care how much a fan you are. No way I could take that a defense in the 3rd round, man. That's woo. Look,
That's a lot.
Yeah, to me, I like to make sure I have all my starters before I even look at a defense. And again, like I said, I'm not going to draft these. I don't draft kickers or defenses. I pick them up as needed. Now, I'll wait all the way up to the 12 o'clock hour before I pick a defense and a kicker up.
Sure.
Because I'm going to hold whatever I need to hold just to try to have an extra wide receiver or extra running back or whatever the case may be. Yeah. And if one of them so happen to get hurt, then I'll just drop them and that'll be my defense spot. Right. And if the tight end not going to play, I'm going to drop his weak ass. And there's my kicker spot right there. And then I'll go and I'll do it again next week. Yeah. I'll do it again next week. But damn, he said Debo. I take a defense over Debo. Damn, man, you ain't got no. Damn. Now, does he get hurt? Yeah, he gets hurt a lot. He does. But that dude.
Well, that's because Kyle Shanahan keep using him as a running back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I understand why he does it because he's such a great athlete, and but now you don't need it to. You got DMC and Mitchell. I mean DMC, goddamn, Christian McCaffrey, and then you got Mitchell as your running backs. So I like those 2 guys in the backfield. I wouldn't put Debo back there no more. I mean, just strictly put him at the slot receiver spot and let him do his thing.
Right.
I mean, I like Ayuk. I like him as a receiver. Now, truth be told, I like Ayuk over Debo. I like him at the receiver spot over Debo. Yes. I would draft Ayuk over Debo. That's just me. Now, I know the rank is going to say, Hink, you're crazy. There's no way he doesn't rank as high as Debo. I don't care. It's just something I see in him I like better. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So I'm gonna ride with that guy. But another question is, who are your favorite PPR running backs?
So let's see. From the early rounds, I'll do 1 early round, 1 middle round, and 1 late round PPR running back. So running back that's going in the early rounds, so the first 6 rounds in PPR that I like is, and I know you're not gonna like this, Ink. I know you're not gonna like this. But it's Jahmyr Gibbs, who plays for the Lions, that just got drafted, that they just drafted this year.
Hey, I was going to ask you about what's your feelings on rookies, but go ahead.
I like him. I mean, because all the other ones, I mean, Saquon Barkley, of course, folks going to be drafting him. Tony Pollard, folks going to be drafting him. Ramondre Stevenson, folks going to be drafting. CMC, everybody's going to be drafting him. So, I mean, I ain't got to convince anybody to draft those dudes. So I'm just saying, if I wanted to pick one out of the early rounds that's got a shot at least, competing with some of those guys. I mean, we already know that Jahmyr Gibbs, like coming out of college, like he was a good pass catcher. I mean, the boy only weighs like $180, $190 soaking wet. So he might have, a couple problems between the tackles. But Detroit, they need pass catchers, right? I mean, Jameson Williams suspended for the first 6 games. Who's got they got Marvin Jones, who's over 30 years old. I mean, they got the rookie tight end, Sam Laporta. So it's just like they don't have a ton of pass catchers out there right now. So if this is a team that's still going to lean more towards the pass than the run, and that's what they did last year, Amon-Ra St. Brown he's a baller of a wide receiver, absolutely. But if they're going to need more pass catchers, it's going to have to be Gibbs. And where he's going out in drafts right now, I like the spot that he's going out in drafts. So from an early round PPR running back that I like outside of the normal guys, Gibbs is a solid one. Out of the middle rounds, another one that I like is Antonio Gibson for the Commanders. So the Commanders right now, I know they're going to wind up starting Sam Howell, but they bring over Eric Bieniemy, OC from the Chiefs. I mean, they ran like a pretty decent offense, right? I know it was because Patrick Mahomes was the one that was under center for the Chiefs, and he got Andy Reid there. But if Antonio Gibson, especially in PPR leagues, he's going to be the pass catching back or the passing down running back for the Commanders. And it's going to be a more or less rookie quarterback that they're going to be starting this year. Sam Howell played one time. He had one start last season. So I would expect to see a number of checkdowns, the same way that Mac Jones leaned on in order to get them through last season. I mean, Gibson could be that dude that can wind up, catching, 60, 70, 80 passes, next season, even though they've got a number of other wide receivers that are also capable of catching passes too. But for those dump offs, those checkdowns, Antonio Gibson in a PPR setting, I think is a solid running back that I like to target in the middle rounds. And then the final few rounds, the other one that I like right now, I'm actually liking Kenny Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell for the Eagles. So the news out of camp right now is that Gainwell has still been mixing in on third downs. It hasn't been Rashad Penny, hasn't been, it hasn't been either him or
Swift.
Yeah, or DeAndre Swift, even though that was what Swift was doing when he was in Detroit. So if Gainwell is going to be the guy that they're going to lean on in third downs and passing situations, I kind of want to get as much of the Eagles offense as I can. And since the Eagles, they ran, if I'm remembering right, they ran the fifth most plays once they got into the red zone last year in the entire NFL. So if they're going to be scoring a lot, they're going to be scoring on the ground. I know Jalen Hurts is going to get his, but I'll take Gainwell in the late rounds too. So I think PPR running backs that I like, Gibbs in the early round outside of the middle guys, Antonio Gibson in the middle round, and then late round flyers. Gainwell sticks out, but there are a few others I can go into, but I don't want to keep rambling.
No, you good. So as far as for me, I agree.
Yeah, he can be solid.
If McCaffrey could stay healthy, if McCaffrey was staying healthy 17 games, because we know they playing 18, but he got a bye week. If he stay healthy, I would take him over Jefferson for sure. No, hands down.
Yeah.
The problem is he just can't do it, and that's why I wouldn't even get him as a good running back out catching a ball out of the backfield type. So I would take Eckler. I would take Austin Eckler first because I think Justin Herbert's going to have a hell of a year.
Yes.
I think he's going to have 45,000 yards. 4,500 yards.
Right there, 45,000. Damn.
Yeah, Hall of Fame, over here he comes. 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, and I think probably about 4 rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
That's the type of season I'm looking for Herbert to have. And if that's the case, then that means Eckler's going to eat. I like him as a good PPR running back. You know what I'm saying? Another one is I like Jonathan Taylor, but I'm kind of concerned. I don't know if the owner was just talking about the man's back and all of that. Or was that a real thing, or is that a problem? Are they going to sign him? They said they're not going to re-sign him. They said they're not going to retrade him. Is that going to be an issue for the young man? I don't know, but I like him as a possibility. Now, if I go later in the rounds, I'm looking at Josh Jacob. Further on down the road, like say a late first round, say about pick number 10, 11, or 12 spot. I like him. Now, as far as the second round, I like Travis Etienne.
Okay.
I think he's going to be a hell of a sleeper in the second round. Him and Dameon Pierce. I think those two is going to be a sleeper second round. If I was going to the third round waiting to get a running back, I like Alexander Madison. I like him from Minnesota Vikings. I think he's his legs are still fresh. He's got a few opportunities here and there, but I think his legs are still fresh enough where he's going to get a lot more opportunity and to run. Now we're going to the fourth round, between the fourth, fifth, and sixth round. The guys I'm looking at is Alvin Kamara, J.K. Dobbins,
Okay.
and I got you one sleeper, man.
Who you got?
Pachinko. Isaiah Pachinko. I like him.
Hey, yeah.
I
Okay.
like him. I like him as far as a late round pick, maybe around the sixth pick of the draft. I really do like him. I know a lot of people's really not talking about him right now because of, because I guess they got two other running backs they may rotate between in and out. Who knows? But I do like him as a possibility as a late, maybe about 7th, 8th round. You pretty much got your two other running backs they started, but I like him as like maybe a third running back, somebody like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great possibility. Now, I mean, it's just Aaron Jones. I don't know, man. They really high on Dylan right now, man. They looking to pound the ground. I mean, you got to have some type of ball control offense because you asking Jordan Love to be a quarterback on a full-time basis, not your backup on a full-time basis. And I wouldn't trust him. I would trust him to put a lot of faith in his hands. And if that's the case, I feel like they're going to stack the line. And so what better way than have that big bruising back to be able to run through the possibly them putting, 7, 8 man in the box. Aaron's going to need them corners, and they're going to have spies, and they're going to bring the safeties up on him. I think that's what's going to end up happening. But with Dylan, he might get 2 or 3 yards here, but he's going to punish him. And now you in the cold weather, the month of December, month of November, it's getting cold up there, even late September for them. It's going to start to get chilly. And when it's cold, it's hard to hit them big body boys. And hitting them hits hurt when it's cold outside. And you're going to hit on that frozen tundra? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know about Aaron Jones too much, man. I mean, you kind of seen it last year how they kind of went away from him a little bit, way more than I expected. Unfortunately, I had him as one of my running backs, and I kind of suffered because of it. So you never know. You never know. I mean, coach get a wire in his ass, say, hey, I want to ride with Aaron Jones this year. And Dylan, I want you to sit on the shelf. Man, you never know with them. But my man said Rashad Penny. Yeah, that dude stay hurt too much.
He can stay healthy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. I mean, there's a lot of good backs in the league right now, but a lot of them has health problems. Like I said, they can't stay on the field. And it's not like they got a lot of wear and tear on their legs. They just, I don't know. One hard hit, they done for the season. It's like, damn, but
yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is, man. But as far as possible draft picks, man, and as far as when would you pick your first quarterback? What round do you project to see yourself in? Are you one of the ones who are higher on the quarterback position?
The very earliest, probably the 4th round. Okay. I'd typically like to wait until the 5th or 6th round to grab me a quarterback, because I don't need to have Mahomes. I don't need to have Jalen Hurts. But if I can get Justin Herbert, if I can get Lamar going in like the 5th-ish round, like somewhere in there, depending on where you drafted at. But if I can get like those guys that are going in the 5th or 6th round versus the guys that are going in the 2nd or 3rd, I would rather that.
Yeah, for me, I would look in the 4th round, but like I said, it's got to be that Jalen Hurts type quarterback or Josh Allen. That I'll be looking at. If one of those two are even Patrick Mahomes, those 3 I would look in the 4th round. Any other quarterback, I'm like you said, I'm more about the 6th and 7th round, because I want to at least fill in my 2 running backs and my 3 receiver roster spots.
Sure.
Before I look at a quarterback for real. I mean, I prefer that, but I know some people. A couple years I went later than that. Now I end up with a sorry ass quarterback, and I end up with like somebody like Derek Carr
Oof.
And yeah, well, somehow, some way, man, I ended up winning the title with that guy.
That's rough.
I ended up winning the title with that guy, with Derek Carr as my quarterback.
Wow.
But I had a monster squad. I had guys like AJ Brown. I had Justin Jefferson. My receivers were stacked. I ended up that year. I drafted 3 receivers in a row that year, and then I ended up having like a guy named I had Aaron Jones. Got him as a 4th round running back,
Okay.
and Dave Montgomery. Those was my 2 running backs I rolled with.
Okay. Yeah.
And but my receivers wouldn't carry me. It wasn't my run. It wasn't my damn quarterback. One week he give me 20 points. Next week he give me 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So every week I'm looking on waiver wire trying to find me another quarterback, trying to make some trades. Nobody want to trade. Why? Because I'm undefeated in the league. I'm kicking ass and nobody want to help me out. I can understand. I'm undefeated.
Yeah.
You don't need no goddamn help. You're undefeated. But at the same time, hey, I need a quarterback. So I'm waiting for somebody to slip up, because you got some guys who just panic and say have a couple bad weeks in a row. Now they just ready to drop the whole damn team. So I'm hoping somebody do it, and nobody never did it because they knew I'm out there lurking. I'm out there lurking for a free quarterback.
They waiting for you.
Man, wasn't nothing coming through. Wasn't nothing coming through. What my man say? Commanders struggle to get in the end zone. Well, they are.
Yeah,
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
but look, I don't know. What I'm hearing now, they really talking up Sam Howell, man.
They are.
As a possible sleeper quarterback. I don't believe or trust that. There's no way I would draft him. I mean, maybe a free agent, a bye week type quarterback. I would draft him.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only time I would ever consider starting him.
Yeah, I couldn't see myself drafting that guy, even with my last pick of the draft. No, this is irrelevant. No. I wouldn't put him on my team. I wouldn't put him on the team.
No.
Let me ask you a question. I as you see, I'm wearing the Justin Jefferson jersey. Justin Fields. God damn it, man! I'm tripping on my names. Justin Fields jersey, and I think he's the future MVP of the league in about 3 years from now.
Okay.
I can say about 3 years from now. What do you think of him as a possible quarterback on the fantasy team? Do you see somebody like that could guide a team to a fantasy championship?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at his ability, like his rushing statistics from last season, I mean, the boy played lights out. Now, can some of that rushing efficiency, can that regress this upcoming season? Absolutely. But the only thing that we can count on is the fact that we know Chicago wants to run the ball as much as possible. I think last year, like their pass rate over expectation was like bottom 5, bottom 6. So they're going to lean on Justin Fields. They're going to lean on Roshan, Donta Foreman. I mean, all the running backs that they got there. So I mean, that ground game is going to be like how they want to build out this offense, and that's okay because they need to see like what Justin Fields can be as a passer. And that's still, I mean, that's still a work in progress, right? He had one of the highest sack rates last season. I mean, he can avoid pressure when he's trying to scramble forward and take off and run. When it comes to managing the pocket, he's still got a little bit to learn, and that's okay. And they've actually added weapons around him like this season. I mean, the trade for DJ Moore I thought was great, right? I mean, I like not to say that DJ Moore is Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, or anything like that, but to make sure that he has a reliable receiver to pass to, you couldn't ask for a better wide receiver one on your squad. I mean, especially with what they need to answer, the questions that they need to answer about right now. So if you've got at least a decent passing trio, or at least a decent passing core right now, then assume Justin Fields comes along as a passer. We already know what he can do with the ball in his hands once he crosses the line of scrimmage. Then from a fantasy standpoint, I mean, he's got everything that you need in order to be a relevant fantasy quarterback. He's the light version of Lamar Jackson, right? So from a fantasy standpoint, you should expect to see him in the top 5, top 6 discussion on a weekly basis, just because we know that once he crosses that line of scrimmage, once he takes off, it's a wrap.
Well, I mean, this year I'm looking for him to, like I said, pass a little bit more. But now, because you, like you said, you got some weapons. You got DJ Moore. You also got Mooney. You got Clement, which he just resigned a nice little good deal, I think, for him.
Yeah, he got the bag.
Yeah, those 3 weapons, as well as you got your boy Jones. I like him as a Debo, a watered down version of Debo type Samuels, that you could put him in all type of positions and different ways. So I like that situation. Also like Scott, he's a rookie. We'll see how that goes with him. It is definitely going to be interesting how they're going to use him and utilize his speed. Definitely that. And he's a big receiver. He's not one of these small receivers. He's a bigger receiver. So that should definitely be interesting. But I think what's going to really help him, like they said, that offensive lineman. The offense, they got some. They did a lot of good things as far as offensive tackle and offensive guard with Nate Davis and your boy on the right. I like those two between drafts and signings. Jones is coming along well, so I think he's going to have the blocking. Now, I'm hoping he get about 3,500 yards passing and maybe about 800 yards rushing.
I think that's possible. Yeah,
about 25 passing touchdowns and about 4 or 5 rushing touchdowns. That's what I'm projecting for him. So, maybe come out about 30 touchdowns between the combination of running and passing. That's what I'm hoping for. And if he gets stats like that, yes, he could definitely win you a fantasy draft. I mean, a fantasy football league. And guess what? More than likely, you can get him about the 10th or 11th round. You can probably get him in about the 10th or 11th round. Depends on your format of your draft. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As long as it's not one of those drafts where you got a super flex, league. Of course, super flex league, more likely you got to pick him up maybe about the 4th round. Sure. But if it's a standard PPR type league, he may slide into the 10th or 11th round, and you can make your move there. Maybe I don't know. I probably would let him get that low. So your cat won't get involved too.
No, he wants to learn too.
I know that's right. Come get this knowledge, cat.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't take a chance on waiting that long in the draft to get somebody like a Fields, because you're asking a lot of him. Let me say this. If you're looking to draft a quarterback, and if you don't have one, you might want to look around 8, 9 and pull the trigger on somebody like Fields. Now, of course, I need for you to pick you up somebody nice that could be a good reliable, like a guy named Jones, Dante from the Giants as a possible backup. I think that would be the smart thing to do. But who knows?
Or get like Geno Smith for Seattle. I like him too.
Another great option.
Yeah.
Another great. We're gonna. As a young lady said, she needs some help with the fantasy game. So that's what we're here for, right? We're here to help out a fellow man and woman. We're not sexist over her. The fantasy football game is open up to everybody. It's all inclusive.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, young lady? You good?
I am.
Okay. Now it's your first time in the basement, right? You know that.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to talk. One of the questions I like to ask people who's the first time in the basement. Okay. What is that guilty pleasure song? What is that song they like to go to, they listen to, but to be embarrassed if your friends knew you was listening to it? What are them songs? I'll put you on the spot. Okay.
That'd be good.
I don't know yet. I have to think of. Can I answer in a moment?
Okay, I got you. Go ahead. Well, now, what you need help with? You about to have a big old fantasy draft, and you're stuck somewhere. Where's that place you stuck at that you need some help?
Okay, I will be honest. So I just I live in an area that's all about football. Okay, I'm in Nebraska. It's a football area. If it ain't about football, it ain't nothing. So. I know the season's coming up. I want to participate a little bit more. And I'm a manager of a restaurant, and I'm trying to incorporate something for even my staff, maybe, and like the community around us. Because when football comes, they like they don't really come out to eat unless there's like, unless there's TVs and some wings, they ain't really there. So I want to know a little bit more so then I can participate more and maybe incorporate some of that. Just around here, I don't want to seem clueless, and if fantasy football is maybe something I could participate in.
Okay.
Well, you say that, and it really is. And one of my questions, I was going to ask Chris was, what's the most important thing, for beginners to know? And so, since it sounds like he's going to be your first year of playing, you are a beginner, right? You're a rookie in this game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we're gonna get all these answers right here. Chris gonna help you out because he's a professional.
Okay.
I'm an amateur. He's a professional.
Well, I would say the first thing that you need to know is where do you want to play it at? ESPN and Yahoo are probably the easiest platforms that you can just go sign up, start you a free league, and most of them are available like right now. You can just sign up, and I think both of them, they have like free leagues available all the time. So you don't have to get folks to pay for the league or nothing like that. So if that's the way that you want to set it up, that'd probably be the easiest. But then after that, once you start getting like the draft and stuff set up, a lot of that is fairly easy to set up. So once like if it's going to be a 10-team league, a 12-team league, PPR, have whatever scoring settings that you want, all that stuff they have just set up like, click check a box, and then it'll do all that stuff for you. But after the draft is done, the other thing that you'd really want to know once you get into the season is it's all about managing your team at that point. Who are you going to drop? Who are you going to start? Who are you going to sit? And if you can go to almost like any fantasy website, of course, Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life that I work for, we got the best content, all of that stuff. But I gotta plug my people. But there are a number of websites that will tell you, okay, if your guy's playing tonight, here's his projected points, or if you need to drop a player, here are the players that you should drop, here are the players you should pick up. So there are websites dedicated to telling you who to pick up, who to start, who to sit, all of that. So a lot of that decision making can be taken out of your hands if you don't want to have to deal with it, right? So if you just want to have a good, strong squad, have a competitive roster on a week-to-week basis, sign up for a number of those free sites, because Fantasy Life is free right now, that can give you all the information that you need. So each week you just go to the website, I start this person, drop this person, you pick up that person, and then after that, just play your lineup however you want after that.
And I know another good thing is, now this is only going to help you for the Sunday's game, because it won't help you for the Thursday game at all. But for the Sunday game, they have a show. I know you with CBS, right? Is it who you with, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. I know they do have like a show they do have. CBS does, as well as ESPN. The NFL Network kind of dibbles and dab in it as well. Those are some good sites or channels to watch, before the game time, before the game kicks off. They kind of give you some ideas on, as far as the health and well-being of the players, if they're going to play or not. That's another good thing you need to know. Yes. Usually around 11:30 before kickoff, that's when they need to release their injury report. So you definitely need to make sure you pay attention to that. It's usually about 1:30, 2 o'clock. You won't hear about the 4 o'clock games. But you kind of want to make sure that you have your lineup set before the 4 o'clock games. You don't want to definitely have to wait to be scrounging in the middle of a game while you're trying to watch it, trying to adjust some lineups. Because sometimes you might have to, because it could be a late scratch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have those situations, then you have to make some adjustments. So definitely make sure you pay attention to every waiver wire notifications. Turn the notifications on your phone on for ESPN. If you got Twitter, turn on your notification for some certain people you might want to watch. I'll tell you this, do a search under Twitter and put fantasy football, and they'll give you a list of some of the professionals that follows fantasy football, that gives information as well as stories. Also let you know about injuries. Yes. But the beautiful thing that we are on now, we on YouTube. do a YouTube search on how to draft. So you get plenty of videos on how to draft the team, how to put the team together. Also, how a couple strategies you may want to think about doing and all of that good stuff. But hey, I promise you, your employees will love you if they're into football. It'll be a way y'all can get together, and nobody's saying y'all need to go put money on the line right now. No, but y'all maybe get a trophy, right? Make up some little trophy, in your workplace. Hey, we're giving out the ketchup bottle trophy, or the Heinz bottle. I don't know, whatever, some type of trophy. If you want to go to a trophy store, just buy a trophy. Say, hey, whoever wins gets this trophy.
I don't know about that. The Heinz trophy, I'd be kind of mad if somebody gave me a ketchup bottle for a trophy. I'd be upset.
So you want the A1 sauce trophy, don't you?
Yes, sir. Give me some hot sauce or something like that. I don't want no ketchup.
Give them like a ribeye or something. We give them some good dinner, something like that.
That's right. Okay, that's right. Look, a gift card for a free steak dinner.
There we go.
There you go.
Something like that. But hey, it's going to make it fun. I promise you. Once you get into it, you'll be like, damn, I didn't realize how much fun it is. And then again, like I said, it's going to bring y'all together as employees, because now y'all going to be, talking trash a little bit. You're going to hear a little trash talking here and there. They're going to be making fun. Oh, I beat you this week. Oh, but I beat you last week, or whatever the case may be. And then give an opportunity of what we consider team building opportunity for you and your employees. So that'd be great. And then y'all could maybe sit around, watch some of the games that saying that some of your players are playing for, and different stuff like that. So yeah, definitely. That's why I'm looking forward to hear about your results, and you have to come back to the basement, let us know how it went.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna definitely be interested to know how your season went.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Okay.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
I do. I don't know yet. I have to try it out and see. Gotta see what happens.
You'll be all right.
It'll be fun. I promise you'll have fun. You'll enjoy it. And if you have somebody there that could help you, more into detail right there with you, that even more helpful.
The only thing I was told is that I'm not allowed to do anything with Cowboys, and that's all I know of. Right? So,
no Cowboys. Okay.
Oh, that's all. I mean,
there's a couple Cowboys you may want to invest in. So I'm
right.
not gonna
I'm not a hater, so I have to expand, my thought process here.
Right.
Can't isolate.
Something. That's what fantasy football make you do. It'll make you start looking at your rival teams you can't stand. Now you got to kind of look at them, because those are possibly good draft players that are draftable that you may want on your team to help you win.
Yes.
Right. I mean, many times I'm rooting for my guy, Fields to be doing well, but not too well, because I'm playing against him.
Right.
But I want him to win the game because it's my team. But don't do too much. Do it just to win the game, but don't do too much to kick my ass. And I got to hear my man talk, your own quarterback kicked your ass. It's tough. But I promise, just the beautiful thing about fantasy football, man, because of that.
You will definitely have fun, though. Like, you will have fun.
Yeah. Again, please come back and let us know how your draft went. And I want to hear about the players you picked and all that good stuff. And I want to know why you picked them.
Yeah, we're big college, college sports are real big here. So the Huskers and stuff like that. So it really does shut down the rest. Because I have, fine dining. Like for us, it kills us for like 4 months out the year because they don't come in. It's not supposed to be what it is.
But that's just on Saturday though, right? I mean, what about Sunday? The Sunday crowd on
Monday, Sunday, Friday. They really
y'all just hate football season there, huh?
The restaurant businesses who are promoting sports, yes. Fine dining does not feel good. You always see the gentlemen come in there and they're just entertaining their women, and they have the phone set up because they can't see the TV. They watch the game, and then she's like, "Hey, I'm here."
I know what you're saying. I'm not gonna sit there and tell them myself, but I've done that a few times.
I'm not doing it.
My lady won't go on the same day the day my team played. Damn, baby, why? Baby, I'm about to have my phone out so I can watch it. Keep up with the scores. I got to keep up with the scores. But
It's bad.
Hey,
So we
look,
just we like, what time is the game today? Oh, we ain't gonna be busy for a while. Like we know
Right.
it's really
Yeah.
that bad. But I wanted to do something more, maybe even like, if your team wins, you can come in and get free appetizers or,
Okay.
something like that. I
I
want
need
to
to
do
come out
something.
to Nebraska then and play fantasy football.
There
Good
you
luck
look,
and
go.
all that.
look, man. Hey, look. I'm telling
You
you,
know?
you will enjoy it. It's gonna be fun, and guess what? It might bring a different crowd in there just for you doing that. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know, man. So, hey, good luck, Miss Polly. I'm rooting for you, and I hope you nothing but the best, ma'am. I appreciate you coming up.
Good luck to
Well,
you.
hold on, I'm not gonna let you go until you come up
Oh,
with that damn. Yeah, you thought
I
you were
didn't
gonna get out of
forget.
it with that one. So what we got?
She thought she'd get away with it.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
she's a nice Toby all the way out there. Bye. Then they won't tell me
Yep.
nothing about the song.
Okay. Can I say a genre maybe? Because I do listen to rap a good amount.
It
Good
doesn't
amount.
matter what it is. What? Hey, whatever that's your guilty pleasure song that you listen to. But like I said, that if your friend found out, like, damn, girl, I didn't know you listen to that music.
Okay. I System of the Down, Toxicity.
Okay, who's that
Okay.
by? I have no idea who that is.
Now I gotta
How's
look
that?
it up.
Who's it by? Is that the name of the
System of
group?
the Down. System of the
Is that
Down.
is that the name of the group?
That's the name of the band, System of the
I
Down.
thought that was the song. Oh my
No.
God.
The song is called Toxicity.
Oh Lord, toxicity.
Okay. I looked it up. I think I've heard this before. It's been a long time, but yeah.
It
I
is a
never-
long time ago, yes.
How old is
So-
this song?
A lot of old, but very, very old. We're not gonna talk about that. We just know it's old.
Okay, we just know it's old. Yeah, let's not put numbers to it.
Yeah,
Let's not-
we
don't need to
don't age nobody. We definitely won't age
we
nobody.
need to put no numbers to it. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Yes, I appreciate it. I'm gonna investigate some more. I'll let you know how it goes.
All right.
Definitely do. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to hear about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then.
You have a good evening,
All right.
man. Take care of Miss Polly. Oh man. Well, now that we got a break, I gotta do this. My Funko Pops of the week, man. Started from Coming to America, Prince Akeem and Simi, as well as my man, Randy Watson.
Oh, hey. All right.
And Eddie Murphy. His stand-up comedy is my album of the week. But we all know that Eddie Murphy tried to get to the singing realm. He had a song with Rick James called "Party All the Time."
I remember that.
He want to let the ladies know he's ready to party all the time. So shout out to Eddie Murphy. Shout out to Eddie Murphy. Man, Taz says you doing a league. You know what I am doing? I'm not going to actually do a league. I'm going to do what we consider the daily football picks, where every week you pick a new team on FanDuel. So Taz, if you are definitely interested in doing that, I will make sure I will drop that and I will send that to you so you can definitely sign up. It's only going to be $10, and I'm only going to take. It depends on the participation, how well the participation is. Last year I took up to 20 people, and was doing a first, second, and third is how the payout was. But if we doing like maybe less than 20, I may just do winner take all. Depends, like I said, depends on the participation. So that's the league I'm going to end up doing. But hey, if you guys are serious about actually doing a league, I could put something together. Maybe not this year because it's too late in the game, right? But this time next year, I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind doing it for the people who come over to the basement. I definitely tell you that. So.
Oh man, FanDuel's not allowed in Nevada. What?
Damn. I hate that, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ted, what are y'all? What DraftKings? Will they let you do DraftKings? DraftKings got the same type of concept.
Yeah, you have to think.
Damn. I remember him saying that though. I do remember him saying something about like FanDuel won't let him in Nevada. I guess because Nevada has their own thing going on with the MGM app.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bro, I'm gonna come up with something. I'm gonna come up with something because what now? Which if you get somebody else to pick the thing, you have to do it for you, because you know something like that. You don't want to have somebody else picking the same player for you because then you end up knocking out money. Because like I said, it's a salary cap based league, right? And that's how it is as far as the daily football. So you have so much salary. So yeah, it would probably have to be somebody who you can trust who's not even in the league, but they could pick it. And I guess it's in another state. But hey, if that's how you want to sign up, that's cool. You could do it that way. You could definitely do it that way, and it'll be fun. I promise you. But I'll definitely send you the link, and we'll definitely have it this year. So, Chris, if you want to get involved in it, let me know, man. I'll make sure I send you a link your way. A little something like it. I think you're on mute, bro. You on mute.
Oh yeah. My bad. See, now I'm doing it.
I done poisoned you now. I know that's right. But hey, man, it's good. I'm glad when you got people trying to get involved and learn about the fantasy league, especially ladies, right? I mean, it's fun. It's an opportunity. I was in a league where it's a husband and wife type league, and I thought that was nice because that gives them the opportunity to bond, right? To come together, to have moments of intimate moments of sharing this with you, but at the same time, there's gonna be some trash talking now. Because when I play, my old lady, my wife, my girlfriend, whatever the case may be, I'll get some trash talking. So we might have to put some chores on the line. You might have to take out trash for a week.
Hey, I like that. Okay, you give me some good ideas.
I'm not taking trash out. You might have to cut the grass, or you better go get somebody to cut the grass for us. I'm not cutting the grass this week since I beat you. You better go hire a lineman for the week so you can get your grass because that's what we're gonna put on the line. Just stuff like that. Nothing extreme, nothing crazy. Yeah, but just little stuff like that, man.
But just to have a little bit more fun with it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's definitely it, man. So as far as the zero running back strategy, I know you said you're not a fan of it, right?
It just depends on the league, but typically I'll be more balanced.
I'm seriously thinking about taking a strategy on this year because there's a lot of good receivers I like. And in one of my leagues I play in, you're allowed to have 4 receivers.
Okay.
4 receivers, 2 running backs, because we got the 2 flex positions. And so I thought about going running back heavy, but there's not enough running backs that I would even want on my roster to fill the 4 slots. Not in my mind, because then when I do it, I'm missing out on a lot of good receivers.
Right.
Because to me, the running back position is not, the depth is just not there for me. And so if I feel like I just get 2 good running backs and some third running back as a backup, I'm good. I'm good with just 3 running backs, and I'll just rotate them as such. Now, hopefully, I tell a lot of people, pay attention to the bye weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm also the guy that says, I'm not afraid to draft 2 players on the same bye week. If I feel like he's that good of a player, he's going to be beneficial, I will draft 2 good players on the same bye week, and I will adjust accordingly. Because I'm going to keep plenty of depth, especially at the receiver position.
Right.
I'm going to have probably about 8 receivers on my roster. You know what I'm saying? For the 4 I start, and maybe about the 4 I'm going to keep on a bench. So me having a receiver on the same week of bye, they both got week 8 bye. That's cool. Now, I'm not going to go out to the limb and say, hey, I'm going to have 4 receivers that has all the same bye week 8. No, I couldn't do that. That would be the smart thing to do. But if I, 2 minimum or 2 maximum is the ones I would go with that I would just have on bye week, I would roll with that. But no more than 2, especially not of the same position for sure.
Okay, yeah.
So Tez asked the question, what about drafting someone for trade bait? Good idea, bad idea?
Depends on how early you draft him. I mean, I wouldn't be drafting anybody. Like, let's say if you started off your draft and you got I don't know, Josh Allen, right? I wouldn't draft Joe Burrow a round or two later just for trade bait, right? I've already got a quarterback. I'd rather look at wide receivers, running backs, or whomever. But if it's later in the draft, and let's say you're drafting with I don't know, a Packers fan, and like you were talking earlier, AJ Dillon, he gonna be carrying that rock for him a lot. And you draft AJ Dillon, even though you've already got three running backs by that time, and you know that they want them, then yeah, I would do something like that. So if it's later on in the draft, it's not going to hurt your roster or anything like that. Absolutely. And you can use them, while you're trying to make sure that you get a good deal out of them. Absolutely. I wouldn't mind doing that at all.
I think one of the aspects of it depends on the league. And it depends on if you got a type of league that trades. Because, you got some leagues, man, they just don't be trading. I mean, they don't trade at all. I mean, you got, most of my leagues, them guys really don't trade. I'm like, damn, dude, y'all don't want to trade.
That's weird.
They just don't trade.
Yeah.
But then I got a couple of leagues that, man, they trade crazy. I done seen about 4. And of course, at the same time, you kind of watch these trades, man. And that's the one thing about it. You just hope there's some integrity with the guys you play with.
Sure.
There's no conclusion going on where the guys, collaborating, we're not doing that. And like I said, there's been times where I had to veto a trade because of that, man. Like, come on, guys.
Really?
And kick a guy out of the league.
Oh, wow.
That's not, we've been together too long to be doing this. So it's a new guy. He's only been in the league 2 years. But you get to go. No, there ain't no grace for you talking about, talk to you, don't do it again. No, I kick him straight out.
Wow.
Yeah, he gotta go. Because first of all, you new to the league. You ain't made the past probation for real. 2 years ain't long enough. If you're 5 years in, I would give you some grace. Like, come on, man, you know better than that. What's not we doing? Yeah, year 2 now, we good. I have to find another body because like I said, the league's not that it's a cheap league. It's only $50. Everybody be glad to pay the $50. Now, if it was a $200 league, I'll probably have to keep him because not everybody won't sign up for the $200 league. It's an expensive league, right? It's not a drop in a bucket like that. Not for some people. So, but yeah, the $50, he had to go. Chris, he had to go because we're not gonna do this. We got to send a message. We're not doing this. We're better than I got on the guy. I said, you brought this dude in. You brought this dude in, man. So, hey, you need to find us another guy. So I put on the guy who brought him in. You need to find us another guy. And make sure he's honest. Don't be trying to bullshit and all that.
Yeah.
No, that makes it an integral game. So that makes it, other people want to play. Because now they're going to question everything else. Once they see that going on, they're going to question everything else. Well, hold on. Is the commissioner doing the same thing? Is he in on it? No, that's not. Right. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So that's not how we're gonna roll. That's not how we're gonna play the system. Oh man, I forgot. My man said the question I put in the background, but I forgot to put it up. With the running back situation on the way it is, will it affect the fantasy running back stats?
I don't think so. Because really it's only affecting the top running backs, right? So it's Josh Jacobs. The guys that are actually coming out for contracts too, right? So no, I don't think so. Like the grand majority in the grand scheme of things, a lot of those running backs are not going to get affected. It's just going to be those top few guys that I just mentioned. Josh Jacobs. I know Nick Chubb was involved in it as well, even though he already got his deal. But they're going to be those other running backs are going to be a part of the conversation. Derrick Henry, I'm assuming, is going to probably enter that conversation because I think his contract is up at the end of the year, if not next year. So it's those types of guys in the first couple of rounds. First 2-3 rounds are going to be more effective than not. But the others, I really can't see them having at least having as big of a say in that conversation and being effective from a fantasy standpoint.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a major effect. I just say there's a couple of players that it might affect. And to me, it's a guy like Jonathan Taylor, a top 5 type player. I think it could affect him, man. I don't know, I don't know the kid's mental, because, some of the guys, are you going to be out there? Are you going to be timid? Are you going to be not willing to give us 100%? Are we going to get 30% because you're worried about injury? And and you worried about getting that major payout. And if you come in hurt, you know, it's going to be hard pressed to get on that free agency market and sign a big deal if you come in hurt. So, you know, that's probably the only player that I can really think of right offhand. I don't know, like you said, Josh Jacob maybe, but you know,
Sure. Yeah.
but anybody else between those two players, I don't see nobody else really being affected by it, not for sure. Because I think everybody else is pretty much solid. I mean, you know, Saquon Barkley, but he got his signed a 1 year deal, and yeah, he's looking for the payday. But right now he's solid for this 1 year. You know, I mean, 11 million for 1 year is not a bad payout. I mean, because the highest. Well, I don't know. I mean, well, Zeke was the highest with 13 million, but I don't know what he's not getting that now. But he's probably one of your highest paid running backs.
Probably.
All that. So 11 million is not a bad payout, you know. So we'll see how that goes. We'll definitely see how it goes. Man, Tad's got the question, bro. Top sleeper tight ends. Man. Anybody from 4 on down.
Anybody from
I mean, because to me, it's that tight end, man. If you don't get one of the top 3 or 4, man, you just rolling the dice. So let me say this: my sleeper tight end. I like Juwan Johnson from New Orleans.
Okay.
I like him as a nice possibility, but I also like Irv Smith. Now he's no longer with Minnesota. He's in Cincinnati. So I like his opportunities. So those are my 2 sleeper tight end Taz. Juwan Johnson from New Orleans Saints and Irv Smith from Cincinnati Bengals. I will be looking to get somebody like him. Man, you might even get them 2 off the waiver wire. Keep it all the way real.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to draft them. Depends on how many. What's your roster count? I'll make that one of my last 2 picks along with a defense.
Yeah.
So, this is my. What do you think, Chris?
Gerald Everett for the Chargers, because we've been talking about the Chargers earlier. I definitely like how his season is looking like, because he was, if not the top target, or he had the second most targets from Justin Herbert once they got into the red zone. So I definitely like Gerald Everett. If you're in a PPR league, it might sound bad, but Tyler Higbee for the Rams. If you're in a PPR league, I mean, who else outside of Cooper Kupp is going to be catching passes for Matthew Stafford this year? I mean, it's Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson.
What's it, Atwell?
Yep, Tutu Atwell. They got some rookie Puka Nakua. Cam Akers, I know, can catch the ball a little bit, but they don't have a ton of pass catchers in the Rams offense. So you might get a bunch of, 5 catches for 30 yards type of receiving lines for Higbee. But if he catches a touchdown here or there, I mean, he at least might get you a decent floor, like that sort of thing. So I think those 2 in the later rounds, Higbee, Gerald Everett, not bad, like late round darts for a sleeper.
Okay, you got another question. More running back 2s will be in the mix. Yeah. That's the only thing about it. It's not too many bell cow carry running backs that in the league anymore. Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
I really can't think of many more, man. Truth be told, I mean,
I think that's Derrick Henry. You said Derrick Henry, right?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he said Derrick Henry. I mean, you can probably consider Joe Mixon to be like one of those types of guys, to be quite honest.
Yeah, because they just let your boy P. Ryan go, didn't they?
Yeah, so there. So I
maybe Harris, Najee Harris, maybe.
But yeah, not too many left. nowadays.
No. I like Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah,
But we all know
we
know how your boy does, man. Belichick. He perfected running back committee. He's been rolling that ever since ever since the last time he had probably Corey Dillon back in early 2000s.
Oh, man, that's a long time ago.
Yes. And ever since then, he's been doing running back committee. Matter of fact, we seen one time running back had a good game. He was late or something and got in trouble, and he cut his ass. Yeah, my God damn. But
that's what he does.
I like Damian Pierce as a possible bell cow running back.
Yeah, that's another good one. After
that one, I can't think of no more.
No, so, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's few and far between, brother.
Yep.
So my man said he sees a lot of shared carries, which makes me like Elijah Mitchell. Yes.
Yep.
Very valuable. Because the reason why he's so valuable because you never know the status of McCaffrey. It's just unfortunate he gets hurt,
Right.
And with that being said, Mitchell is a great sleeper to have.
Yes.
Somebody on your bench.
Yep.
A good late round pick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's one of those guys. I promise you this. When I had the 1 year I had to take Ezekiel, please believe me, 3 rounds later, I drafted Tony Pollard.
Really? Okay.
I drafted Tony Pollard 3 years later, last year.
Uh-huh.
Because I had Ezekiel Ellis, because I was taking that zero running back approach.
Okay.
And I stuck with a guy like Zeke. And guess what? 3 rounds later, I had to make sure I had Tony Pollard on my roster because I know Zeke's ass. He's the walking wounded. So
the walking wounded.
He's terrible, man. He's on my no draft list.
Zeke's on your no draft list?
Yeah,
we don't have a team yet, so I mean you're all right for right now.
I'm
just saying, ever since that last I don't care what team he in. They give fair. No, he won't be on my team. I won't be drafting his ass. I can't deal with him, but no. So he will not be on my roster nowhere soon. But as far as the tight ends, man, there's one I like Chicago's tight end. I like Clement. I like him as a late round pick. He had about I think he ended up with like 7 or 8 touchdowns last year. Will his numbers go down? Yeah, I think his touchdowns number go down, but I think his receiving yards are gonna go up because you're not gonna be able to double team anybody, right?
Uh-huh.
You're not gonna be able to double team Mooney or DJ Moore. So now you got to kind of respect it. So guess what? Single coverage, that's for your tight end. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I like Clement. We'll see how it goes. I mean, hopefully he can repeat the touchdown numbers, but I think his receiving numbers are going to go up tremendously. It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion.
You might be right.
I'm hoping I need it personally to go up too. I mean, I don't just worry about fantasy. I need personally to have a big year.
Yeah.
I need Justin Fields as my quarterback to have a good year.
Right.
Like I said, I'm looking at him maybe as a second quarterback on my roster.
Okay.
I wouldn't draft him as my number one quarterback. I don't. Maybe next year I need to see what's going to happen with these weapons and how he's going to incorporate them into the offense and how that's going to look. It's the second year under the same offensive coordinator, so the level of familiarity is going to be there. So I'm looking for big things out of him.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go out on that limb just yet to say, hey, it's going to be my number one, Mace Boom Coon. He's going to be the guy to go. No, I can't do that just yet. Now, mid-season where I could see him kind of coming on, and I could probably look at him out starting quarterback. Yeah, he's not doing too hot, or he got hurt. I might roll the rest of the season with my man Fields and just ride with him, see what happens. But right now, I'm just not comfortable. I couldn't go in the draft and say, hey, he's going to be my number one. I'm not worried about no other quarterback. That's my guy.
Yeah.
I can't say that just yet. Not yet. Not yet. So, Chris, let me ask you this before before I let you go. How many leagues you gonna get in this year? How many leagues you playing in this season?
So let's see. I've got 5 or 6 managed leagues, redraft leagues. I got close to 10 dynasty leagues. And then probably tack on 2 to 3 high stakes leagues. So somewhere between 15 and 20 leagues, somewhere in there.
Look here, man. I thought I played it. I can't keep up with you, brother. I'm in 8 leagues.
I'm in too many, man. I'm in too many.
And I keep saying every year, man, I'm about to cut some of these leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And never do. Matter of fact, I end up adding 1 or 2 here or there. Like last minute, man, Hank, you won't get in a league. We need you. Come on, man, play the league. It's fun.
Yeah.
And they end up doing it like, damn, man, I'm in another league. So it's like, damn, I got to get out of some of these leagues.
Yeah.
Look, the only thing about fantasy football, it can be time consuming.
For sure.
Because you got to pay attention to every and all things. Anything sports come on, you got to let it be known. Like I said, I was telling Paul, your notifications got to be on.
All the time.
Make sure you're in a good Wi-Fi area because you definitely going to need it.
Yeah.
Man, any given moment, 2 or 3 in the morning, you can get some news. You thinking everything's good. You come Sunday morning, hey, why ain't he playing?
Yeah.
Well, shit, I look back, they sent out a notification about 5 or 6 that morning. I just didn't see it. I heard it and didn't know it because I didn't have my notifications on. So, yeah, I need to let some of these leagues go. But my man, Big G said, what about Darren Waller from the Raiders to the Giants? He's in a tight end friendly team.
Oh, yeah. I think he's going to wind up being their wide receiver 1, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd probably draft him. Looking at the other tight ends that go in front of him, I would probably draft him over Kyle Pitts. I would draft him over George Kittle. I think that's it. Because I do like TJ Hawkinson. So, but Kyle Pitts and George Kittle, I would take that.
Man, I'm ready to put Kyle Pitts into the bust category, brother. I'm just going to be honest with you, man.
He needs to show out this season.
So this will be year number 3, right, for him, I think. Year number 3?
Yeah.
Yes, it's time for him to pop. It really is. If he don't, man, I don't see it for him. When he came from Florida, man, and his abilities he had there, you know, I'm thinking, dude, this is a can't miss.
Yeah.
And every year is like,
it's been something.
Yeah, it really is. Let me tell you, what do you think about a 12 and 20 team? Oh, yeah. 20? What the hell are we going to do with that?
I don't even know.
To me, the maximum amount is 12. The most I want to play with is the 12-team league.
Yep.
Anything over that, man, your league is watered down. And depending on your roster size, you know, you playing in a 14 league team and your roster size 18. Shit. There ain't nothing but dust out there in the free agent waiver wire.
Right.
Out there.
You picking up extra kickers just to have enough players on your bench.
Just to fill a roster. Yes.
Yeah, just to fill a roster.
No. There's no way I'll play with
that makes it less fun.
Yeah, I could play with 20 teams. There's no way. No. You're gonna have one good player. You're gonna have one good player, and by round 3, you be drafting backups.
And if that one player gets hurt, then it's a wrap.
You know. You're gonna have to hit a lot of diamond in the roughs on a 20-team league. Yeah. Cash 12 is the most I would want to do. There's no way I could do anything higher than that. I've been in a 14-team league, and that sucked. I hated it, but it is what it is. I told her, look, if y'all gonna have me back next year, I'm not doing a 14-team league. You have to let a couple guys go, else I'll be one of the guys be willing to volunteer, I'm gone. Because
yep, I'd be like, y'all got it. I'm out.
Yeah, there's no way I could do that. That's crazy to me. There's no way. There's no damn way. But man, hey, Chris, like I said, I didn't want to hold you up too late. I just appreciate you once again, man. You're coming through, man, for the beginning of the fantasy football season. And I know a lot of guys out there who may didn't get to watch this live, just definitely gonna watch the replay. We covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
covered a lot of stuff, and I'm hoping what we covered tonight was able to help some people, encourage some people, and influence them to maybe start participating in the football league. Sound like we already got one already.
It sounds like
it's probably ready to get it going. She's ready to get the restaurant league going. It's gonna be called Miss Polly's Restaurant League.
Yeah.
So Miss Polly, still watching? That's the name of your league right there. It's a gift from me to you. But brother, I appreciate you once again, man, and hanging out with me for this hour and 45 minutes. I don't want to take away too much time from your family. I know you got a family to tend to, and they probably like, where daddy at?
Right, yeah.
Where my husband at? Why is he still on that?
I can hear him right now. Yeah.
What was it? That old dude with that big old beard. What is he still? That's the Black Santa Claus. Who was that? No, but man, I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate you hanging out with me, man, and rocking with me once again this year, man. I got my opportunity to talk to you and meet you last year, and it was great. And I said, man, I got that brother back, man. Good brother, doing great things in this industry. And got a lot of good information for a lot of people, man. So I just want them to get the opportunity to be exposed to you and get to know you and be familiar with you and your work. So definitely that. But definitely, if you want to shoot out your Twitter handle, so let them know where they can find you, and if you any other things you may have going on, if you have your own podcast, definitely shoot out your social media if you feel comfortable doing that.
Oh yeah.
The platform is yours. The stage is yours to do it right now, brother. Go ahead, do what you do.
All right. Yeah. If y'all want to follow me on Twitter at Chris Allen, FFWX, I keep my DMs open. So if you want to ask me about getting your league set up, who you going to draft, start, sit, waiver wire stuff. I mean, all that. I mean, I'm always happy to help as much as I can. So just hit me up with whatever you need, and I'll be sure to do what I can in order to help you out. And then for content, catch me over at Fantasy Life. Like I said, newsletter coming out every morning. So if you want to try and get like the latest news, latest info, storylines, or whatever, right now, a lot of our content is focused on training camp news and how we can adjust our fantasy drafts in order to account for some of the stuff we're getting out of training camp. So head on over Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life. Just go up and sign up for that free newsletter. You'll see some of my work in that newsletter actually tomorrow. If you sign up today, you'll see my stuff in there tomorrow. For the Tuesday morning edition. And then also if you go over to YouTube, Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life, you'll see some of my like the YouTube shows that I do with a couple of the other content creators there. So you catch my stuff over there as well. So like I said, you need help, you got questions or whatever, I'm here to help. So just hit me up.
Guys, I promise you that he's a man of his word, because that's how I got old. I don't know how it's going to people gonna take. I slid in his DMs. Got a hold of him. Hey, replied back to me. Now he's here.
Yeah.
I mean, he was here last year, now he's here this year. So I appreciate you, brother. Chris, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming through, man, and hanging out and helping some of my subscribers and people who out there watching with their fantasy leagues and giving them some ideas and suggestions and some helpful hints, man. I know they appreciate it from the distance. My man said thanks, Chris. So shout out to you for that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I appreciate you, Taz.
Say sign up to the good black folks. I know that's right.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes. ESPN. He's over at NBC now, but yeah, that's the big boss, man. He keeps me happy.
Hey, that's because he paying that big check, man. I know
yes,
what
sir.
it is. We're not gonna go into details. We're not gonna go into details.
Yeah.
But man, again, like I said, Chris, I appreciate you, man, coming up here, man. And good luck to all 20. Was that 20 plus of your teams?
Yeah, it's gonna be a long season, man. So you might not hear from me. You might see me with a few more bags under my eyes. Once we get to February, because it's about to be a long season. But we'll get there.
I know that's right. Chris, man, you have a good evening, man, and be careful and continue to do what you do, big brother. I appreciate you.
All
Thank
right,
you,
man.
sir.
You be safe. All right, bro.
Be solid, bro. Take
All
care.
right.
Oh, guys, man, I'm a hang out a little bit more longer with you guys. So if y'all guys have any more questions, I just want to come up and just talk about it. Talk about sports, have the conversation, man. I'm here. I'm here for you. I promise you, I am. I'm here for you. We can definitely have the conversation. But if not, I understand it may be too late for some of you guys, and y'all got other things to do. I understand that too. But let me say this, man. Fantasy football is a beautiful thing to me. I love it. I'm entrenched in it. This time, usually when I start really paying attention is around the draft, the NFL draft in April is when I really start to get ramped up and get myself mentally prepared for this fantasy football season. I like to watch the rookies come through and see who's going to be put on the team and seeing what type of deals and trades are made. Also, another thing is the free agency market. I definitely make sure I stay locked in on that in the month of June when all that goes down. I definitely tap in with that. Excuse me. So that's very important. But man, this is my time of season. The month of August is my time of season, man. I promise you. I'm locked in. I'm ready. Can't wait for the NFL to kick off. We got a teaser with the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets. Wasn't much of a good game to me. I'm not a fan of neither of the teams. But kind of got an idea about what they have to offer, especially with the Jets, because I know they're really hyped up real big, and they're on the Hard Knocks series. So it's definitely been interesting watching them and watching how they progress. Simon, if you can, man, show me the back of your shoe, brother, and then I'll pull you on up. All right. But with that being said, man, it's this is my time of season. I enjoy the most. I love football, period. What is look, I'm the guy who will go to a random little league football game and just watch the little kids play because I love the game that much. Watch them play, see little things and see some of the parents. If I know them, I know the kids. I'll be out there rooting for them, and I'll come back and keep reoccurring. I do that. I go to random high school football games. I remember one time when I was down in Texas, and I said, "Hey, since I'm down here during the football season, they always talk about how great of a football state this is. Let me go to one of these football games." You know what I'm saying? Let me go to one of these football games, and that's what I ended up doing. I ended up going online, seeing how the closest football game was to me, and it was a random team I didn't know about. But when I got there, I mean, you would think this football field looked like a small college, but this was a high school, and it wasn't even a high level high school. It was like a AA, a AAA, and they go all the way up to 6A in Texas. And now I don't know if they still do it now. That's what they used to do, all the way up to 6A. It could have changed by then, but I just went to a random game, and man, these big grown ass men out there, but these was boys. I'm like, God bless. I'm glad I played against some of them guys in high school. I didn't have that experience, man. Some shit. I didn't have experience until I got to college. But that was crazy. What's up, Simon? What's going on tonight, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I think the different perspective is the game you're given, because I'm watching it from another perspective. I'm like, I'd really like to invest in a team. So, but I don't know much about it, to be honest. Like, I don't. But I'd really like to invest in a team because it means a lot. Like in terms of legacy, it means a lot in terms of like my daughter is kind of football savvy for some strange reason. I don't know why that's going on. Like because previously men will take their boys to football games. That was the whole point of it. It was like you had this Sunday afternoon or this Saturday afternoon after your week of work, and you'll take your children to the game to make them understand what the game was. It's kind of changed a bit more, but we do need to adhere to that to some sort of extent. But my daughter, she's, I guess maybe because I'm a single father and like that's all she sees, that she's kind of tomboyish, but she really likes football. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't really like football like, as a man, but that's coming from a generation of women bringing up men. So it's kind of odd, and it's kind of interesting at the same time. She's really boyish, but I can see that happening. But me myself as a business person, I'm like looking at it. I'm like, there's been people that's come over to the UK and actually literally bought into, um, you know, football clubs, football, not soccer, football clubs. And you're talking about celebrities, you're talking about people, so they must have had some sort of understanding that this was lucrative in some sort of sense. And at the same time, it's not just being about lucrative in this day and age. It's about really about how does this work in our future. So I'm sort of looking at them and I'm aspiring to them because I'm like, okay, you took that trip, you came over, you've been watching this for a while. You must have been, right? Or else you're not just gonna invest just like that. Um, so I'm looking at I'm okay. Let's see how this plays out because, but the thing is the results show already. Like we don't. This is the thing about people. It's like the results have already been shown. So how come it's one out of millions? That will take that chance. That will take the I don't know. You're a coach, bro. Tell me, tell me what's on the ground because I need to know.
Well, look here, but hey, as far I don't know when you say investing in the football, you actually talk about investing money into you know
Yeah, like
or
buying. Yeah, like buying a team.
you
That's
talk
the
about
game. That's the game these days.
yeah. Well, that part of the game, I don't know anything about. I ain't gonna lie to you, right? I don't know anything about investing money to, as far as being a part of a football team like that, as far as investing money. But
Mm.
as far as the game, oh yeah, I understand and know the ins and out and the concept and different aspects of the as far as the offense and the defense and all of that.
Mm.
Um,
Okay, I get it.
but as
So
far
you, yeah, okay, all right. So I'll take that teaching from you because I appreciate you. Um, but yeah, I gotta go because I gotta hop onto my thing. But I am gonna actually take that into accordance because fact of the matter is everyone's got their own place, right? So if you're saying that's your game, I'm gonna be totally looked at because I don't know shit about that. You know, my angle is the other thing, where it's like, oh, could we take a team? So where maybe we could discuss that another point. Maybe we could do that.
I tell you the best way to for part of learning the game is actually paying attention, right? And then uh I don't know if you ever watch like they do like this crazy they do like them simulcasts where they would have some coaches or former players talking about certain plays during like some of the big games. So like for instance, like last year's title game, you could have watched like multiple streams of watching the channel. You could watch it in Spanish. You could watch it from the homework aspect, like so when LSU was well, I'm sorry, not LSU, but when Georgia was playing against
Hmm.
Alabama, you could watch the Alabama's home team announcers or the Georgia's announcer, right? But they also had a aspect where they had the coaches, and the coaches were talking about how these plays that they was actually running before they was even running. Matter of fact, um, Tony Romo used to do it a little bit when he was commentating doing the NFL. Now he doesn't do it as much like he used to, but he would sit there and tell and break down the plays right before the hat, and just because of the way the teams was lined up. You know what I'm saying? So that those, if you ever get an opportunity to watch those things like that, you will learn a lot by just watching that. You know, for anybody who may not have played the game, but who's really interested in watching it in that aspect of it, definitely take that in. Definitely get an opportunity. You get the opportunity to definitely watch that and ask questions. So you know, if you have somebody you know or is very knowledgeable, ask questions. Uh, Again, take advantage of YouTube. Um, Different little things you can see on YouTube. I remember I was watching some on YouTube about, you know, how to run certain defense against certain offenses. And you know what I learned? I learned something off YouTube doing that. I would you just said, man, my my defense is having trouble, you know, playing against this type setup, this three wide, 4 wide, you know, empty backfield. Why? What type of defense? What type of defense can I run to nullify this offense? And I looked that up on YouTube, and they gave me some options. And you know what? It worked in a couple of games. Now, a couple of games, these guys just had way better athletes. Didn't matter what I put out there. These guys just was a better team. They just had better athletes, and they just straight up whooped our ass. It was to the point they was that good. You could have told us to play. We still couldn't stop. That's how good this couple of them teams was we played against. But, you know, it is what it is. But I was able to figure out what type of defense I could possibly run against certain offense by watching YouTube. Oh, for sure, Ted. I love it, man. Once I found out about I for the past 2 years, that's the stream I watched. I watched when they had the coaches up there talking, teaching, learning. I'm like, damn, okay, I like that. And I was documented, so you know, get back into the game again. I'm gonna have my team run this. I liked it. What was how it was incorporated, how they had it lined up, and they broke it all the way down to layman's terms on certain plays. So yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, Simon, you on mute or something, man? Okay, my man Simon out here. He's a special character, y'all. Y'all just pray for the brother. He's crazy, but yeah. I mean, you know, the thing about fantasy, man. I say it all the time. It takes your level of appreciation in the game to a whole new level. Again, you have to learn about more than just your team, your home team, your local team, whatever the case may be. I have to learn more about the Bears. I have to learn about Green Bay. I have to learn about the Minnesotas, the Detroits. I have to learn about the Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Giants, as well as the Commanders. I have to learn about I have to learn about the teams in the AFC because those are possible players I may have on or pick on my draft on my fantasy league, and I didn't know what's their skill levels. I didn't know how good they are, what type of offense they run. Or they got, like I said, do they have an offensive minded coach, or do they have a defensive minded coach, or do they have one of those type of coaches who they get up so much they ready to take the foot off the gas and kind of just let things play out, or do they have the type of coach that's going to put their foot on their neck and kill them all the way out? You know, so all of that's very important. And, you know, you need to know those things, right? You definitely need to know those things as far as fantasy football. Again, Miss Polly, if you're still watching, hey, I'm looking forward to hear about how you was able to put your league together. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck by doing it. Hey, look, it's fun. I mean, I was going to go as far as organizing a women's only league. Now, it never panned out because the ladies couldn't find enough ladies that wanted to do it, right? And again, I didn't want to have majority of ladies, but then have a few guys that no. I just wanted something for the ladies to do. You know what I'm saying? And so, uh, do something together for my ex-wife. It, like I said, it never panned out because it couldn't get enough of the ladies together to do it. But I went on doing it, and I was, I was gonna let, like I said, let her run it. I said, and show her how to do it, give her the blueprint on how it needs to go, and how you need to set it up, the rules and regulation. I was gonna just mimic and really mirror the rules of my league and just put it into hers. You know what I'm saying? Allow them to do, and they weren't gonna play for nothing, but like a little trophy or something. Wasn't nothing big, wasn't no money online, but just for bragging rights, something for the ladies to get together to do, to have good conversations. It's all ladies. They just need another reason to get together. That's right. Sip on a glass of wine and eat a little bit. They just need a reason, And so guess what? There was a reason for them to do it. And at the same time, it was going to give them an opportunity to hang out with their husbands and go watch football and have some level of understanding what's going on as far as the game. So they just not just sitting there in the way or just, just sitting there looking pretty or whatever the case may be. They actually could be involved. They actually could be having something to cheer for and something grew on. And then they have a level of understanding like, why do y'all get into this so much? Well, this is why. We love the game. And part of loving the game, this fantasy football take it to a whole new level. So why not allow them ladies to be involved by having a fantasy league team? Now, again, I said it never panned out. I wish it did because it probably would have been fun for the ladies. They probably would have had a great time. But like I said, we just couldn't find enough ladies to end up doing it. So it was cool. But hey, it is what it is, man. Guys, I appreciate you walking with me tonight. Again, shout out to my man Chris Allen coming up here, man. Spreading the knowledge, sharing the knowledge, answering some questions that some of you guys was putting in the chat, man. I appreciate you guys and y'all participate and the interaction that y'all brought to the show. It's definitely greatly appreciated. Looking forward to doing this, man, and definitely looking forward to hearing about some of you guys who's in the league, man. Hear how your results came out. Looking forward to seeing what your roster's looking like. I think one thing I'm going to do is when I have my some of my drafts, I think I'm gonna record them and I'm gonna post them later. I don't want to post them the same time I do them because, like I said, I'm in 8 leagues, and so I don't want to give my strategy away. So my leagues that I have later on down in the month, they take advantage of that. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draft this guy over. Yeah, I don't want to get sniped by my opponents because that's what could possibly happen. But it is what it is. So these are all smart and very intelligent guys, really football savvy. So it's not like it would be surprising me if they was a slight because they also have a good level of the fantasy football game. So, but I'm definitely thinking about actually recording our draft, or maybe even doing a draft while recording it. So I don't know. I'm gonna put something together. So I'm gonna put something together so you guys can have a better understanding on how the draft goes and how it works. But definitely think about recording my fantasy draft that I do online so y'all can actually see how everything goes, how the process goes for me. So I think that will be definitely a great idea, and I'm definitely gonna implement it. I just trying to figure out how I'm going to actually do it. What I'm saying? When I'm going to record it live while I'm doing it, or I'm going to do a pre-recording and just make it a premiere or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to come up with something, so y'all can get involved and see what it's all about and see if it's something y'all may be interested in. So, guys, I'm going to get ready to cut it off, but definitely come back because like I said, I got a show I got to do with Real Precious. The name of her show is called Delusional, so it's definitely going to be something I'm sure you guys will be interested in. So stay tuned. Now, why did you do that? Tez, I apologize for my mom accidentally putting you in timeout. I don't know why she did that, but it was accident. And look, I appreciate the accountability, Dorian. So thank you. I'm sure he won't take offense to that you do it on accident, that you apologize. So thank you for apologizing. Taz, I apologize on behalf of my moderator for timing you out. I don't know why she did it. Like she said, it was an apology. I'm gonna take it as an accident, and we're gonna take it as that. But again, guys, I appreciate you coming over here. I appreciate you rocking with me. I appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate the interaction, every last one of you guys, for coming through. Definitely keep rocking with me, and I'm gonna definitely continue to put out more and more content that it can not only hopefully help you guys, but that you can find a level of appreciation as well as entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about, man. Giving back, doing what I can, in any way, in any form. So, man, y'all keep rocking with me. Hey, this Wednesday, I will be doing a show with a collaborative simulcast stream with Embrace the Grace. So we will be doing a show together, and it will be a show on one pot and my theory and my philosophy about the one pot thing. I know I talked about it before, and y'all heard me talk about it before, but definitely going to go into more details about it, and just share my philosophy and my mindset on the one pot theory. And I know a lot of people don't agree with it, and I understand. Because depending on the person you're dealing with, you might not feel secure about doing that with them. So it's cool. I understand. But me, I feel secure about the lady I'm with and the relationship I'm with. And I have no issues with doing one pot. What I tell you. Shout out to my favorite person in the chat next to my lady. Travel One. Always got some shots, something to say, whether it's sarcastic or legit. But I know she's going to be here. So shout out to you. One pot of pasta? No, not one pot of pasta. One pot we're going to put all our money in. Right on. With Travel One, tune in. We're going to get more details on that. I'm sure you're going to have plenty of questions. I'm sure you're going to have plenty of things to say. I'm sure you're going to have plenty of involvement. I know you are, because you got that type personality. I just feel it in my soul. I know you do. Now, I don't know you personally. I'm not going to sit there and say I do, but I kind of know about how you interact with me, that you're going to have plenty of questions for me. And that's cool. I encourage them. I enjoy the chat interaction. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm able to answer any questions that you may have. So looking forward to Wednesday's show, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Y'all make sure y'all definitely tap in. But like I said, stay tuned, because I will be back on with the Real Pressures. We're doing simulcast, and the show's called about delusional. Some people are delusional. I ain't gonna lie. Some people are delusional. But guys, again, thanks for rocking with me. Y'all stay tuned. I will be back shortly, and we're gonna continue to roll this thing out. Y'all have a good night.